there's trolling, there's being edgy, there's trying to make political statements, and then there is what Kanye West is doing, okay? And what Kanye West is doing is the absolute worst way you can go about it. Like, what's next? Are you going to fucking try to reclaim the swastika? You know what I mean? You're just straight up saying white lives matter is even somehow worse than all lives matter. You know what I mean? We all know what all lives matter means. All lives matter was a way to deflect away from Black Lives Matter. Not only that, but white lives matter was a white supremacist version of that. Okay? Straight up. Like, the people that say white lives matter are just openly like saying, you know, fuck the whole like black people thing. We don't give a shit. White lives are the ones that actually matter. And that like they're championing great replacement and white replacement sentiments. Okay, it doesn't get worse than that. Like, that is the highest level of dog whistle that you can engage with. Now, the issue is Kanye West also said BLM is done, whatever, you know, all the shit. He posted about it on his Instagram. I covered this part as well. I talked about it on my Twitter briefly. Don't be a sucker. Kanye West and everybody else that is talking about this is not, or defending Kanye West, is not talking about the BLM organization. Okay? There's a difference between like criticizing the BLM organization for grifting and quite literally saying everyone knows that Black Lives Matter was a scam. Now it's over. You're welcome. You're talking about a whole movement. You're talking about people that died. You're talking about people that are in prison. You're talking about people that are, you know, out in the fucking streets. When you talk about the movement, okay? The organization, who gives a fuck? Most of the community organizers that are a part of the movement do not like the organization and despise it, and have told people time and time again not to donate to the BLM organization, that the BLM organization is not affiliated. The BLM organization is for well-intentioned or white-guilted white people, okay? That's what it is. The BLM org, in and of itself, is just milking off of the movement itself. Even if you had a genuine take on the BLM organization, coming out with a fucking White Lives Matter shirt is not an apt response at all. And obviously, I will never understand white supremacy and its like genuine awful impact on individuals' lives in the way that a black person will experience it and understand it. And Kanye West is a black person, obviously, right? But what he's doing right now, these moves are not Kanye West as a black person. These moves are Kanye West as a billionaire. These moves are Kanye West as a narcissist. These moves are Kanye West as someone who is treating concepts that actually harm his community, that harm his children, that make the future for his children worse overall, as disposable. Like, this is a troll, right? This is just a troll. He's like, oh yeah, whatever, White Lives Matter. I've always been a provocateur. I've always been a provocateur. Yeah, it's like, okay. But aligning yourself with Candace Owens and you know, making White Lives Matter merchandise and aligning yourself with the ideology that represents White Lives Matter, which is white supremacy, doing it for whatever reason you're doing it, it doesn't change the reality that you're still doing it. I mean, this is like as bad as the slavery was a choice thing, which you could try to interpret in a charitable way, and a lot of Kanye stans tried to interpret that in a charitable way, but the White Lives Matter thing and the doubling down on it is the least vague way that you could, the most obvious, the most blunt way that you could say, this is my team. Kanye West did this with the Confederate flag 10 years ago and admitted it was for attention.
The Confederate.
People forget he also wore the... I remember that. I remember when he did that. Kanye West has been doing this for a decade now, basically admitted for his attention. React how you want. Any energy you got is good energy. It's no coincidence. White Lives Matter is trending and not Yeezy Season 9.
And the skeleton. But it was about the tour merch and the Confederate flags and the skeleton imagery and things like that. I mean, do you think people are overreacting with this?
React how you want. Like I said,
it's make happen.
Like, when he took the Confederate flag and put it on a fucking bomber jacket, okay? When he did that and wore it he didn't do that alongside like I don't know, a fucking leader of the clan. Like he didn't go there with like a grand wizard and was like, these are my people now. Okay? Like that in and of itself is like fucked up too. I remember that. I remember at the time when he did that. Okay? But let's be honest. Context, nuance, and the energy you put into certain things absolutely matter.